We all have our different opinions on the Disney Cars 2020 diecast line. Some loved it, while others, well, let's just say weren't the biggest fans of it. Now, regardless of what we think about 2020, I think most of us can agree that 2021 looks to be a fantastic year, superior to 2020 in every way possible. Although only 2 singles cases have been released so far, case A and B, seemingly half of the entire year's slate has already been revealed and it looks incredible, with lots of new releases and highly anticipated re-releases. Of course, in this video, we're going to break down all of the reveals so far and analyze what 2020 will exactly entail, and I'm super excited to get into all of that. But first, I want to give a huge shout out to Trunk Fresh Green 34 for discovering all of these reveals. For those who don't know, Mattel actually doesn't publish this information on a public website. These reveals don't come out of thin air. It takes serious investigative work to find them through obscure websites and whatnot. So I don't really know how it all works, but contact Trunk Fresh Green 34 on Instagram for more information, and also check out his YouTube videos. I'll put the links to all of that in the description below. All right, so let's begin. Now, 2021 is a non-series year, meaning the cars are not grouped in the specific series like Radiator Springs, Tuners, and whatnot. And this is the 4th time this has happened within the past 11 years. The others being 2011, 2012, and 2017. And that's because the new movie just came out for those times. So Cars 2 and then Cars 3. So this means there's little structure to the main line besides what movie the cars appear in. So that's actually how they're breaking them up this year, surprisingly. You know, you'll see on the back of the package, it'll say as seen in Cars, or as seen in Cars 2, or as seen in Cars 3. So that's kind of interesting. They've never really done it like that before, but, you know, I guess they're trying something new. However, though, in this video, I'm not trying anything new. I'm going to pretend as if they were in series and go about them that way. It'll make for a much more organized and comprehensible video. And so a couple other notes before we get started. Some of these reveals have pictures that I'll show on the screen, but most of them don't. We only have names. So I'll be using a lot of screen caps from the movies to help show the characters though, and just, make everything flow a little bit more nicely. And now also 2021 case A and B for singles are already out in stores. The first case of 2-packs is also hitting retail. I will be doing videos on these cases in more detail, so stay tuned for that in the future. They won't be probably unboxings though, because no resellers are able to get those cases just yet because they're the new ones early to the year. But don't worry, I'll still do some case breakdowns. All right, guys, let's dive right into the reveals. No more rambling. So we're gonna start with what I would call Radiator Springs. We have Flo, Lizzie, Sarge, Fabulous Lightning McQueen, Dinoco Cruz Ramirez, Muddy Lightning McQueen, Mater, Antonio Veloce Excelente, Lightning McQueen with Cone, Red, Green Ramone, Mildred Bylane, Leroy Traffic, and now again in the 2-packs, we have Sally and McQueen, and then Mater and McQueen. Okay, so we don't know when these cars will be released. We don't know what cases they'll be in. Obviously, some have already been released. Like, for example, Flo, Lizzie, and Sarge were all in case A, and we don't know when the rest of them will be coming though. Although Mater and McQueen 2-pack is in the first case of 2-packs, I do know that. Getting into some notes about this stuff right here. This is only Mildred Bylane's second release ever, so I'm pretty pumped about that. And now also, second release ever, Muddy Lightning McQueen. Now this one's specifically rare. I don't know how to really describe it. He just became rare. He's just one of those inexplicably rare cars. If you look on eBay, he has become extremely desirable. Final lap single there, so it's great to see him back. Obviously, he'll be a variant now, but it will still devalue the original 2010 version. And I'm also pumped that Leroy Traffic is back. I've always liked him, although he has kind of sneakily gotten a lot of releases throughout the years, but it hasn't been for a while. And Lizzie as well. You just can't go wrong with Lizzie. You just can't. Okay, so moving on to Dinoco 400, and now this would be Cars 1 Piston Cup. So we have Aiken Axler for Nitroid, Darren Leadfoot for Shiny Wax, Murray Clutchburn for Sputter Stop, Rusty Corn Fuel for Toad Marcus for No Stall. my gosh, what am I thinking? Like Mario here. Ruby Easy Oaks for Easy Idol. Manny Flywheel for N2O Cola. Now, past the racers, we have the security Marlin Clutches McKay. We have Pit Crew, a member Fabulous Hudson Hornet. And then 2 deluxes so far, Elvis RV and the Spearmint Cab. So this is a nice selection of racers. Like, I like these racers. Rusty Towcat will be the most popular since he hasn't been released since that 2016 Movie Moments single. You know, the ones with like the pit stop barriers. And before that, you know, he's been very, very scarce. Elvis will also be incredibly desirable as his previous releases in 2009, 10, and 13 all became very rare. I mean, not like $100, but like I'd say like $35 around that range. So especially now since he'll be a variant, people will eat him up. Pit Crew Doc will be cool to see back. Now, we don't always know, like, because there's so many different like things and variables they could tweak with these like Doc Hudson's here, but this should be him in his fabulous paint job with red racing wheels and a headset. I remember back in the day, you know, there was Fabulous Hudson Hornet with red rims, Fabulous Hudson Hornet with the white walls, then you had just regular Doc with the red rims, then you had the whole shebang with the headset. So this should be the whole shebang with the headset. And the most important car is the Spearmint Cab. So this is the only new release, surprisingly, but it's obviously a welcome one. It seems like they're doing like a new cab every year. You know, you had Dan Holland, Sputter Stop, then you have Dan Garcia, or Dale Ruffalo. Gosh, I was thinking gaskets, the next gen. Dale Ruffalo for gaskets, and now you have Spearmint Cab, which hopefully they name him. But either way, I'm super excited. Spearmint's gotten so little attention since Piccolo Perry and Ernest B. Rakes. So I'm excited to see him back in the mix, or actually the sponsor rather. Okay, so RSN now. This one is very all-encompassing. It's like Piston Cup fans a little bit too. We have Daryl Cartrip, Corey Turbowitz, and then this car that's just Piston Cup. Like, literally the listing is Piston Cup. So it's probably a fan, but, you know, I'm just going to tell you guys you could take it for what it's worth or whatever you think it is. Then you have RSM Reporter. Again, could be anyone. Hopefully it's a new character. Hopefully both of these are new characters. But it very well could be Dash Boardman and Brad Windmiller or something like that. You know, it could easily be like Cora Copper and, I don't know, like Darla Vanderson. It could be Bert and Kit Revster. We don't know. Then we have Kathy Copter, Tex Dinoco, Andrea, and Ron Hover. So I find this really interesting. First of all, we got the helicopters back. You have Kathy and Ron. Would have been cool if they released a new helicopter because there are more than those two in the movie, but whatever, I'm over it. Tex, Daryl, and Corey, they're like, okay, whatever, you know, pretty expected, pretty common these days. Now, Andrea is a reporter for RSN, or she's actually not really an RSN reporter. I guess she's more of like a just press cameraman or microphone person, I guess, car. Whereas they don't mention a name for the RSN reporter, which kind of leads me to believe that that actually will be a new character that they just don't have the real name for yet. Same thing with the Piston Cup thing. I'd like to think that maybe I'm just being optimistic, but I feel like because in the listings here, Andrea has a name, but the RSN reporter doesn't, maybe that means RSN reporter's new. Okay, so enough speculating. We're just going to move on with the facts here. Number 95 Fans here. Now, it's kind of a weird title for a series, but they named it this back in 2017. They called it Number 95 Fans, but it's really just World Grand Prix fans. So you have Mama Bernoulli and Courtney Karsper. Okay, not very exciting since they've both been released at least twice. Mama more than that. Now we have Cruisin Tokyo. You have Harumi, Suki, Chisaki, so, you know, the classic trio of basically geisha girls. Well, not really the geisha girls, but, you know, kind of like the anime style. Tokyo girls that we've seen before. Then you have Big Baller Kabuto, Bob Pulley, and then a 2-pack of Okuni and Shigeko, and then Big Man Kingpin Nobunaga. Okay, so this reminds me of the days of 2013, 2014, 2015, and 2016, and also a little bit of 2017 too, because Okuni and Shigeko were released as a 2-pack in 2017. Why? Because literally the Tuner series included every single one of those except for Bob Pulley and Kingpin. Every single year we got those same exact characters, and it became so annoying. So I'm not very excited for this, but I guess Kingpin will be great to see back. I like him, although on the packaging there, they call it Kingpin Nobunaga. Like there's a space between King and Pin. I don't like that. That's not how it should be. Anyway, moving on to next gens now. So Cars 3 time. Jackson Storm, Snore Fest. I'm already starting to fall asleep. H.J. Hollis, Sheldon Shifter, J.D. McPillar, Will Rusch, Jim Reverick, and then two packs, Ryan Inside Lady with Eric Breaker, and then Jackson Storm with Cam Spinner. Okay, so first of all, I should have mentioned it before with McQueen and Sally and McQueen and Mater, but I do not like that they're releasing the same car in a 2-pack and in a single. So like Mater's got a single release and he's in a 2-pack. Jackson Storm's in a single and he's in a 2-pack. They've been doing this a lot recently, and I don't like that. I just don't. It's just lazy. Now, of course, the big names, Will Rusch for Vinyl Toupe and Jim Reverick for Carbon Cyber, will steal the show. Will Rusch is in Case B, so he's being found right now in Australia. Hopefully that hits the United States soon. Maybe by the time you're watching it, it's already in the US. So he's out, and he should be, available. There's 2 per case. So that's exciting. Jim Reverick, obviously, we don't know when he'll come out, but he's coming. Finally, Carbon Cyber Next Gen. And that leaves JP Drive for Apple and the Next Gen Revengo and Spearmint to be released to complete the Next Gen fleet. So I'm excited. I think this is great. Mattel is really spacing these out to retain our interest, but that's okay. Then we have J, D, and HJ. They're nice, I guess. Gotta love initials as first names, but they haven't been released in a while, so I gotta give them some respect. Florida 500. Track Damage Cruz Ramirez, Cars 3 Bob Cutlass, Maddie McGeer, Chris Revstopsky with hopefully some sort of flag. Hopefully it's a new color. Then we have Pat Traxon, Saludos Amigos Ramone, which I really should have put in the Radiator Springs series, and Mater with Dinoco hat. Also, I should have put in the Radiator Springs series because they appeared at Radiator Springs. Sorry about that. So those last 2 obviously are amazing, okay? It's just not debatable. I'm very excited for Saludos Amigos Ramone after he received his Mini Racers release recently, and then Mater with the big dinosaur hat will also be fun, and likely $7 because it'll be a deluxe. Now the rest are pretty much a carbon copy of Blue Desert. We got all of those before, but now Cruz just has some scratches on her side. Bob is thrown in there, which we just got Bob 2 years ago anyway. So really not a big fan of that selection. Now moving on to the Rust-eze Racing Center. Got a few trainees here, Tom W., Aiden, and Kurt. Then you have race starter Luigi and Guido. We have a 2-pack of Rusty and Dusty Rust-eze, deluxe of Mac, trainer Cruz Ramirez, and Sterling and Millie. Okay, so all I care about here is Millie, the janitor Pity, who looks awesome and unique. Hopefully she comes with that vacuum, which I'm pretty sure she would, because otherwise it would literally just be a white Pity. However, the rest are pretty terrible here. Luigi and Guido are labeled as new, technically, but they're the same as from the Fireball Beach 4-pack in 2017. So, what? Really? Not really new, okay. Trainer Cruz again? Really? Why would you re-release such a slight variation in such a short period of time? I don't like that. I really hate that. I'm sorry. It's like if you were to release Kurt with bug teeth again. Come on. No. I don't like that. Sorry, guys. But Millie's great. Now, Thunder Hollow has Blind Spot, Taco, Pushover, Jambalaya Chimichanga, Jimbo, Pileup, RV, Dr. Damage, and a 2-pack of Hit and Run. Okay, so I like this series. Very few of these were released for Blue Desert, and very few were also released in 2018. Jimbo, Taco, and Pileup are a sight for sore eyes. My gosh, they haven't been around since 2017. So super excited to see them. We get to see the art for Jimbo and Pileup, so I'm pumped for that. Taco, you could see him right there. He looks cool. And then Dr. Damage and RV are also nice because they are pretty desirable. They won't have an issue selling. I never really found either of them when they were released in 2018. So now we have tractors. So you got Bumper Save, Clutch Aid, Easy Eye Little Viewzine, and there's this 2-pack of Cruz Ramirez and Reverick. This could be the tractor, it could be the next gen, like maybe that would be awesome. Probably not though, just because it's fresh in the mind, you know, that 2-pack of Cruz and the bumper safe tracker last year. So I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But my question is, why are none of the canceled tractors from 2019 on this list? Those include Combustor, Tank Coat, and No Stall. They should all be here and replace those Jamokes. Like, really? You announced 3 tractors to make and then cancel them all. Then you announce a whole different 3 to make. It doesn't make any sense to me. That really grinds my gears and like drives my anxiety through the roof. But I guess that's just Mattel. It's like, if you're going to make more tractors, just please make those, because I know in years' time you'll just forget about them. So while they're fresh, please make them. Maybe they will. Maybe this series will be insanely big, but we already have like 4 or 5 tractors there. That's a lot. But, you know, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Still, though, I mean, I shouldn't be complaining. It's nice to see new tractors, new releases as well. Okay, so Doc's Racing Days now. This is like the 1950s Piston Cup retro style. Floyd Morgan, who was in Case A, who I recently reviewed. I'll leave the link to that in the description below, and card suggestion pop-up. Then we have Ducky Fauntleroy. I think I pronounced that right. Fauntleroy. Jimmy Lugwrench, Joe Don Jackson, and then a 2-pack, which is hitting stores now. Heyday Junior Moon and Leroy Hemming, which they also label as Heyday, even though he's not. He's the same as usual. Okay, so I do like this grouping of cars. 4 new releases to only 2 re-releases. That's a great ratio. Now, Ducky, as you can see right there, his shade of red is stunning. And his name in Spanish is Pato Donald, which literally translates to Donald Duck. I love that. Like, isn't that amazing? Like, you just can't go wrong with a Donald Duck Easter egg there. And now Joe Don Jackson has been revealed before on some sort of like t-shirt, I guess, right? Kind of has like the same model as Luis Nash. But we don't know what Jimmy Lugwrench looks like, but he was also canceled in 2019. Copper Canyon now. This is Cars 3 Piston Cup stock cars. Bobby Swift and Brickyard League 2-pack, pass. Speedy Comet and Parker Breakston 2-pack, pass. We've seen those before. Rust-eze Lightning McQueen, I guess that's necessary, but pass. Brian Spark and Jimmy Cables. Okay, I like that. That's the leakless and the intersection stock cars respectively. Those are highly anticipated re-releases. Lots of people missed them when they originally were released. Of course, Jimmy was in a couple monster packs, 2 11-packs. And then you have Brian, whose launcher is nearly non-existent these days. I dare you to search it up on eBay. I dare you. I really do. Okay, if you can get one for less than $100, get it. Okay, so those will be great. The rest of them, meh. Now the Cotter Pin here, we have Smokey, Sweet Tea, and Luigi 2-pack, which is the same as before. Meh. And then a Cotter Pin bassist, so one of the instrumentalists. That's cool, right? One of the band members was unveiled last year too, and unfortunately canceled, along with the tractors and obviously a ton more. So it's nice to see that they're returning to the idea of the band, and it's also likely we'll see more band members. They might be named here. Okay, so by the time we get to the end of the video, I will just list like 7 names that we don't know who they are. They're just names. So some of those names might match up with these other band members here, but this is the only one that says Cotter Pin bassist. Okay, so Ramone's Body Shop, you have Hot Rod Smokey, Hot Rod Junior Moon, Hot Rod River Scott, Hot Rod Luis Nash, and Hydraulic Ramone. This is identical to the Blue Desert series, but now with River and Luis, who were actually canceled for that series. So it's nice to see Mattel is uncanceling them. But, you know, it's just kind of weird that they uncanceled these. They uncanceled Floyd Morgan, but they don't uncancel the tractors, the best ones. Don't understand. Now moving on to Red Racing, Red Racers. Last year we had metallics and silvers, and now we have red metallics. I'll actually take them. They look really cool. They're super flamboyant, and I love that. We have Brand New Mater, Jackson Storm, Sally Francesco Bernoulli, and Dinoco Cruz Ramirez. All of these sound awesome. Mater's already out in case B with Will Rusch. And I'm trying to picture how some of these will look like. You know, obviously Sally, you could easily tell, like, okay, she's going to be just red metallic. But Francesco doesn't have much surface area to work with, so I feel like he'll end up being very similar to that 2011 metallic Francesco. I don't know. I'm sure it still will be cool. Now, there's these anniversary cars here that are marked, and it is the 15th anniversary, don't get me wrong, but are you really going to celebrate the anniversary with a Cars 3 character, Jackson Storm? I just don't understand. Like, it's the 4-year anniversary for Cars 3, but it's the 15th year anniversary for Cars 1, and you're releasing an anniversary Jackson Storm. And I'm pretty sure this McQueen is also the Rust-eze McQueen from Cars 3, because you can see this little reveal here of a gold Rust-eze McQueen, which sounds pretty anniversary-esque. I don't like that, but I don't know. I feel like we'll end up with a gold Jackson Storm as well. That's just my guess. Okay, so then we got some holiday stuff here. You have Holiday Hotshot McQueen and Holiday Cruiser Ramone, both in case A. Then you have the Easter Buggy and Lightning McQueen as the Easter Buggy. So those are cool, you know, interesting to see holiday stuff in the Mainline, which is, actually, this is more than interesting. This is fantastic because now they cost less. They cost now like $3.72 or, you know, whatever your Mainline price is, instead of like $6. Like at Toys R Us, I'm pretty sure the Easter cars retailed for $6. Now, McQueen with the bunny ears here was canceled sometime over the last couple years. There was a stock image for him. So it's nice to see him back in business. I have some of the prototypes, as you guys probably know. I've shown them in videos before. So now he's going to be back, and he is a little different model than the prototype. He's the Cars 1 McQueen model versus the Cars 3 McQueen model. So that's nice. Now, moving on to the unknown stuff, and this is where we're going to conclude for the day. This is it, guys. This is it. But these last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, yes, I can count. 8 names. This might make the year. Like, these 8 cars might make or break the year, depending on who they are. I can't really tell you for sure. We're going to list the names, and then I'm going to list some predictions. We have Dewey Cohn, Caleb Worley, Nick Shift, Clovis Rid, Sarah Wheel, Pam Wheel, Rich Hurry, and Mafast Fong, the GOAT. Okay, so my predictions are, we have the Thunder Hollow announcer in here, that blue truck. We have a Lewis Hamilton pity. That sounds like Nick Shift to me, 100% Nick Shift. We have Shu Todoroki pity. That is Mafast Fong. Then I feel like one of these has got to be a Cotter Pin patron or one of the like instrumentalists. I feel like that could be Sarah or Pam Wheel or Rich Hurry. It kind of reminds me of Will Rusch. It's like I Will Rush, and then it's like Rich Hurry. I don't know. Caleb Worley sounds like that Cotter Pin patron that hasn't been released yet. The only one, in fact, besides the canceled Emily Engine, of course. And that one seems to resemble Edwin Cranks. So, you know, you can see there on the screen. That's who I think it is. I mean, it could also be Clovis Rid or Dewey Cohn. But I feel like those two sound a little bit more... Okay, I don't know. I'm not going to say this. But I feel like those sound more like Thunder Hollow names. Like, they just sound like cars that would go to the Thunder Hollow. Whereas Caleb Worley, it sounds like somebody who would go to the bar. Dewey and Clovis sound like Thunder Hollow attendants. So that is my predictions there. And that's all for the reveals, everyone. Let me know in the comment section below, what are you most looking forward to for the 2021 diecast Mainline? I'm pumped for the new next gens, tractors, and literally all 8 of those new cars. Any new character gets me excited. I hope you're all enjoying, or I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Bye now.